Hello everybody, it's me, GhostCritic. I'm here with a comic book haul. It was my 45th birthday last Sunday. Yes, I'm that old. And I took myself and my partner away for a few days and we visited York and Harrogate. Of course, if you're a comic book collector and you're in a new or different town that you're used to, you're off searching for comic book stores or charity shops that have comic books that you can plunder for hopefully a cheap price, and that is indeed what I did. York was a bit sparse with comic books to pick from. They have a shop called The Travelling Man, but it doesn't stock back issues or any kind of bargain boxes, so I didn't find anything I wanted in there. Fortunately, there was an Oxfam shop that had plenty to have a look through and grab for a nice cheap price. And in Harrogate, I eventually found a comic book store. Here it is, if you can see it. It's called Destination Venus. And he had a number of back issue boxes, nothing incredibly old. It was a very small shop in like a shopping arcade tucked away in a corner, so I had a nice quick chat with him, and he was a very welcoming guy. And I picked up a bunch of very cheap comics from him too. Everything was £1 or under, so happy about that. And as usual, it's that huge eclectic mix that I like to pick up, filling in some gaps, picking up some stuff that just looked fun and exciting to read and were cheap. And I like things cheap, like me. Anyway, let's get on with the haul. Okay, let's kick off with this comic book haul. As I said at the beginning, it's an eclectic mess of comics. Everything was £1 or under. There was a couple of issues that I didn't really need to pick up. I'll explain them as I go along. I'm going to start with all the odds and ends. I thought this was the X-Men 92 from the Secret Wars Battle World tie-in, all those, but no, this is from the main title that came out of Secret Wars. I'm not particularly interested in picking this up any further, but fortunately I didn't pay a great deal for it. Alan Moore's Albion. I have the previous issue to this, issue 3. You don't often see these around, at least I don't. This is issue 4. It does have a school mark all the way down there, but I paid peanuts for this, so I wasn't too bothered about it. But it's another issue in my Albion collection. Found issue 1 of Marvel's Machine Man, Barry Windsor Smith doing the colours and the covers, if I remember rightly, on this. Character I'm not particularly familiar with, but I do remember our good friend Scott Coston Bromstar talking about this, and I remember him having all the 4 issues. I think, if I remember rightly, this cover kind of gets embellished and made more complete as the issues go on, so I'll be looking out for those in the future. An odd issue of Astonishing X-Men, issue number 56. I did stop this around I think it was around the 30 mark. It wasn't as good as it started off with, but now I see them for, 50p, £1, and I will just go and pick them up as and when I find them this cheaply. My Avengers run, the run pre-Secret Wars that everyone raved about and said I should read, so I'm picking these up as and when I see them. This is issue number 10, Jonathan Hickman's very well received run for this before Secret Wars came along. Found issue 2 of a 12-issue limited series of the Eternals. I love the Eternal characters, great Jack Kirby creations. I have issue 1, great to find issue 2. Again, another series that I wish I jumped on because everyone raved about it, but I was in my Marvel slump at the time and I wasn't collecting a great many comics, so it's good to find all new X-Men. This is issue number 7. Good to find these in the bargain bins whenever I find them. Bendis writing this, and some art by Mark Del Mundo, who's just recently done Weird World from the Secret Wars event, so looking forward to the artwork in that. The Mice Templar issue number 4. This was sort of a mistake in buying this, I guess, because I do already have it, although not this cover. This is cover B. I have the main cover A, so not that great a loss, but again, I paid under £1 for this, so I'm not going to cry myself to sleep for wasting money on it. Another odd issue of Marvel number 3, The Gargoyle, 3 and a 4 issue limited series. It just like looks something fun, and it was only 50p, so I thought let's give it a go and see if we can find the other 3 along with it. 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank, issue number 1. I heard great things about this. Everyone was raving about it. I think it made iFanboy's pick of the week for that week it came out, and to be honest, I'm not sure why. It's one of the few books in this comic book haul that I've actually read, and it didn't blow me away as much as everyone was talking about it. Again, if I see these in a bargain long box, then I'll pick them up, but I'm not racing to find the rest of these issues, I'm afraid. Can't be a comic book haul without finding some Fantastic Four, although it was very scarce. Issue 224 of Fantastic Four. And then a Fraction run from, I think it was 2013. This is one of those Age of Ultron tie-ins, issue 5 AU. But trying to fill in all the gaps from all the runs of Fantastic Four, because I'm crazy like that. This is a great series, and while I wish I had picked this up as and when it came out, it's great to find these so cheaply. But if you are a fan of kind of like the horror genre, this is a kind of diamond in the rough. It really is. Cullen Bunn, Tyler Crook, Harrow County. I found the first, I think it was 2, 3, 4 and 5 in a bargain bin, and now I found another small run, but it is just lovely artwork, great storytelling. If you get the chance, look at Tyler Crook's YouTube page. He does one of those kind of speed drawing videos, and you see him colouring and creating some of these iconic covers and inside pages, and his artwork is just fantastic. So we've got issue number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. Conan the Avenger, issue number 19. Good to find these, filling in some gaps on this 25 issue run. Part 4 of Blood Oasis with Fred Van Lente writing. Ragemore, Richard Corbin drawn comic, and you know, you can't leave them behind. Issue 2 of 4. I had issue 1. I don't know why, but I just didn't pick it up when it first came out, but as always, great to find it in the bargain bins. The October Faction, an IDW book, issue number 15. Love Steve Niles' work. Damien Worm does some great kind of horror, very dark, scratchy, very reminiscent of Ben Temple Smith, whose art I love. But this is a good book from IDW if you like your horror and your kind of movie monsters type creations. But I got issue 15 and issue 17. On to some Marvel Secret World stuff. If you've been watching my comic book hauls and any videos in general, you'll know I'm going to try and get all the Secret Wars tie-ins, Battle World, all the other ones that we get in here. This is Thor's issue 3. It's on my comic book database profile. It says I have another one of these issues, but I don't remember it, so I'm glad that I didn't pick up the one that I supposedly already have. But this is issue number 3. Oh, there are some more coming up. I must have got these out of order. But here from Alan Moore, it's his Terra Obscura from America's Best Comics. This is his 2003 run, issue 5 of 6. I think I have a couple of the earlier issues of this. This is volume 1. This, if I remember rightly, this focuses on Tom Strong's alternate, I don't know if it's dimension or it's another planet's version of Tom Strong, but his name's Tom Strange, and it's stories that come out of his kind of dimension planet. So this is number 5 of 6 and issue 6 of 6. Great stories, really have that kind of old school storytelling feel to them. And then moving on to volume 2, which I didn't have any of. This is 2004 run, number 1 of 6. Number 3 of 6. Number 4 of 6. And that's all for Terra Obscura. Back to those Marvel Secret Wars tie-ins. We've got House of M, issue number 3. Found my first Red Skull. Some of these Secret Wars aren't very easy to find for some reason. I thought there'd be loads of them, to be honest. But Red Skull issue 2. Looking forward to seeing how he fitted into the whole Secret Wars battle world. And finally, for this short haul, it's Guardians of Nowhere, issue number 4, Secret Wars tie-in again. I'm presuming it was Guardians of the Galaxy version, but we've got Bendis writing that with Deodato doing the art, so I do like a bit of Deodato's art style, so that should be fun to read. And that's all my books that I picked up while I was in York and Harrogate. Hope you enjoyed watching those. I will see you soon. Bye bye.